On December 17, 2025, former President Donald Trump delivered a speech filled with bold claims about the nation's economy, border security, and more. His words echoed through a packed auditorium, drawing cheers and applause from supporters. But as with any high-profile political address, the impact of his statements extended far beyond the event itself, quickly spreading across news outlets and social media platforms. In today's fast-paced information landscape, such speeches can shape public opinion in an instant, influencing how millions of Americans perceive the state of the country and the actions of their leaders. Such speeches are crafted to inspire and persuade, but it's crucial for citizens to look beyond the rhetoric. Politicians often use powerful language and emotional appeals to rally their base or sway undecided voters. However, not every claim made on stage is rooted in fact. As consumers of news and information, we have a responsibility to question what we hear, to dig deeper, and to seek out the truth behind the headlines. This is especially important during election seasons, when the stakes are high and misinformation can easily take hold. Fact-checking isn't about partisanship, it's about holding leaders accountable and ensuring public discourse is grounded in reality. When journalists, analysts, and everyday citizens scrutinize political statements, they help create a more informed society. This process encourages transparency and discourages the spread of false or misleading information. By demanding evidence and context, we can better understand the real impact of policies and promises, regardless of which party or politician is speaking. In this chapter, we'll examine 8 of Trump's recent claims, comparing his statements to official data and expert analysis. We'll break down each topic, looking at the numbers and the context behind them so you can see how the facts stack up against the rhetoric. Our approach is nonpartisan and evidence-based, focusing on what the data actually shows, rather than political spin. Topics include wages, immigration, job creation, foreign investment, and the prices of everyday goods. These are issues that affect all Americans, shaping our daily lives and our future prospects. By examining the facts behind these claims, we can better understand the challenges and opportunities facing our country. Our goal is to provide clear, data-driven analysis so you can judge the accuracy of political statements for yourself. We want to empower you with the tools and knowledge to separate fact from fiction and to make informed decisions as a voter and a citizen. In a world where information is abundant but not always reliable, critical thinking is more important than ever. In an era of information overload, critical evaluation is essential for a healthy democracy. By questioning, verifying, and discussing the claims made by our leaders, we help ensure that our society remains open, informed, and resilient against misinformation. Let's dive in and see what the facts really say. At a recent rally, Trump made a bold claim. Wages are going up much faster than inflation, he said, painting a picture of robust economic progress for American workers. The implication is clear, that workers are not just keeping up, but actually getting ahead, with more money in their pockets and a better standard of living. But what do the numbers really say? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, wage growth over the past year has been about 3.5%, while inflation has hovered around 3%. That means real wages, what people can actually buy with their earnings, have increased by just 0.5%. This slim margin is a far cry from the dramatic gains suggested. In fact, the gap between wage growth and inflation has been shrinking throughout the year, as wage increases have slowed and inflation has crept up. For many workers, this means that while their paychecks are technically higher, the extra money doesn't stretch much further at the grocery store or gas pump. The reality is that most families are still feeling the pinch of higher prices, and the modest wage gains aren't enough to create a sense of real financial relief. Looking back at the previous administration, wages did keep pace with inflation, especially for lower-paid workers, but that was during a period of even higher inflation, which eroded much of those gains. So, while Trump's statement contains a kernel of truth, it exaggerates the current economic reality and ignores the slowing trend in wage growth. The bottom line, workers are seeing small, incremental gains, but the idea that wages are soaring far above inflation simply doesn't match the facts. For most Americans, the improvement is real, but it's modest, and the economic challenges remain. Trump alleged an invasion of 25 million people under Biden, many from prisons and mental institutions. Official Customs and Border Protection data shows about 10.2 million encounters over 4 years, not 25 million. The 25 million figure is unsupported by any credible source, and more than doubles the actual numbers. Claims about mass releases from foreign prisons lack evidence. The total includes repeat encounters and legal entries, further inflating the number. The invasion narrative is a dramatic exaggeration, not reflected in official data. Trump claimed all net job creation since his return went to American-born citizens. Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows the unemployment rate for native-born workers actually increased from 3.9% to 4.3% over the past year. Meanwhile, the rate for foreign-born workers slightly decreased. Many foreign-born workers are naturalized citizens, contributing fully to the economy. The claim ignores these realities and misrepresents labor market trends. Official data contradicts the idea that job gains have exclusively benefited American-born workers. Trump touted $18 trillion in foreign investment as a record-breaking achievement. His own administration's website lists $9.6 trillion in pledges, barely half the claimed amount. Independent analysis suggests the real figure is closer to $7 trillion, with many deals being non-binding or aspirational. The $18 trillion claim nearly doubles even the most generous official numbers. Presenting pledges and unsigned deals as completed investments is misleading. The actual influx, while significant, is far less than claimed. The statement exaggerates both the scale and certainty of foreign investment. Recently, former President Trump claimed gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country, suggesting that low prices at the pump are widespread and easily accessible for most Americans. This statement paints a picture of affordable fuel being the norm across the United States, which can be an appealing message for drivers feeling the pinch of high living costs. Trump even pointed to specific examples, citing $1.99 per gallon in some states, which sounds like a throwback to prices from years ago. These rare low prices can be found in isolated locations, often in rural areas or regions with unique market conditions. However, when we look at the data from the Energy Information Administration and DOE, the national average for a gallon of regular gas is actually around $2.89. This average reflects prices from thousands of stations across the country, including both urban and rural areas, and gives a more accurate picture of what most people are paying. In reality, only a handful of gas stations in a few select states are offering prices below $2.50 per gallon. These stations are the exception, not the rule, and are often located far from major cities or in regions with lower demand and transportation costs. Finding gas for $1.99 is extremely rare today. These prices might pop up in isolated spots, but for the vast majority of Americans, they're simply not available. In fact, most Americans are paying much closer to $3 per gallon, especially in urban and suburban areas where demand is higher and distribution costs add up. Highlighting these outlier prices as if they represent the typical experience can mislead the public, creating a false impression about the true state of gas prices nationwide. The claim overstates both the affordability and the prevalence of low gas prices, making it seem as though cheap fuel is available to everyone, when in reality, it's not. The reality is that while gas prices have come down from previous highs, they have not dropped to the levels suggested by these claims. Most drivers are still paying significantly more than $2.50 per gallon, and truly low prices remain the exception rather than the rule. Trump claimed egg prices dropped 82% since March. Official Consumer Price Index data shows a 43.9% decrease, substantial, but about half the claimed figure. The drop reflects recovery from an avian flu-driven spike, not just policy changes. Attributing the decline solely to the administration is misleading. The 82% figure more than doubles the real decrease. While egg prices have fallen, the claim is a clear exaggeration. It's important to distinguish between market corrections and political spin. Trump said Thanksgiving turkeys were 33% cheaper than the previous year. Wells Fargo data shows the actual price drop was just 3.7%. The overall cost of a Thanksgiving meal fell only 2 to 3%. The 33% claim is nearly 10 times the real decrease. Exaggerating small savings into dramatic cuts misleads families about real economic relief. Accurate data shows only a modest improvement in holiday food costs. Trump claimed drug prices were slashed by 400%, 500%, even 600%. No public data or deals support reductions anywhere near these figures. Recent agreements, like Pfizer's, have cut prices by about 50%. Significant, but far less than claimed. Some reductions are tied to future platforms or are not yet implemented. New tariffs on drug imports could actually raise prices for many medications. The claim of massive price cuts is unsubstantiated and contradicted by other policy moves. The reality is far more complex and less dramatic than the speech suggested. Reviewing these 8 claims reveals a pattern of exaggeration and misrepresentation. Inflated numbers and dramatic rhetoric distort public understanding and erode trust. Fact-checking is essential, not partisan, to ensure leaders are held to standards of accuracy. Comparing statements to official data empowers citizens to make informed decisions. Democracy depends on an informed electorate and honest debate. In a world of rapid information, asking, "Is that true?" is a powerful defense against misinformation. Prioritizing facts over fiction is vital for accountability and a healthy democracy.